Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera. My presentation title, Zapin Hakikat Diri, Innovation in Malay Traditional Music through a Word Fusion Approach. I'm Rithaony Hutajulu from Ethnomusicology Study Program, Faculty of Culture Studies, University of Sumatra Utara. The creation of musical works inspired by world traditional culture is increasingly flourishing in Indonesia. This presentation will discuss a musical piece that I created together with the music group Suarasama, which belong to the genre of world music or world fusion. The historical development world music terminology in ethnomusicology department. World music also often referred to as words of music, music of the world, world music culture, or music cultures of the world is a term known in Western academic ethnomusicological discourse. This term began to emerge and develop in the 1970s and became increasingly popular in the 1990s. Within ethnomusicological scholarship itself, this terminology was initially used to refer to the various forms of world music culture expression, such as African music, Indian music, Japanese music, Batak music, and many other world music culture. The term world music later came to replace terminology that was previously commonly used, but later considered prejudiced and demeaning. For example, the use of the terms primitive music, tribal, ancient, oriental, and in some contexts, even the term ethnic or traditional. Such labels can be found in various literature on world music cultures, especially in the writing of world music researchers from the late 19th and early 20th century. In the ethnomusicological context, the use of the term world music actually emphasizes an awareness and understanding to highlight the uniqueness and authenticity of the expressive diversity of the world's musical community and the richness of the world's music culture itself. This term was first introduced by an ethnomusicologist, Robert Brown, around 1980s to replace terms like traditional music, primitive, or folk, which were considered more demeaning. This term is used to refer to traditional music that exists in various world traditions. Since the 1990s, a term that was once only discussed within academic ethnomusicology eventually became more popular and spread among the general public. This was especially true as Western music media industry began to open up to and capitalize on this type of music as an industrial commodity. Now I'd like to discuss the development of world music genre in the 1990s in Europe and United States music industries. In the context of the global music industry market, the label world music originally referred to commercial recordings of various kinds of traditional music from around the world. These commercial recordings were produced either through direct field recordings or through studio works in the form of live concert. Most of the world music recording products that are marketed came from the musical culture of Africa, Native America, Latin America, the Middle East, and India. Additionally, we can find various compact discs and cassette tapes containing a variety of music genre from China, Japan, Korea, and relatively few from Indonesia. The Smithsonian Institution, with its folk music label, is one of the most comprehensive commercial publisher of world music series and covers a wide range of musical cultures from around the world. The term world music has subsequently come to be used and developed to also include various new creative music whose orientation in creation is rooted in the conceptual idioms as well as the practical instrumental aspect of traditional music from around the world. In other words, the world music phenomenon appears to be spreading even more widely around the world, and it seems to have become one of the key phenomena in explaining the mainstream resurgence of the new music era at the start of this third millennium, whether in the realm of idealistic conceptual musical work or those with an industrial populist flavor. Peter Gabriel, Mickey Hart, John McLaughlin, and Sting, to name a few of the more popular musicians, as well as several other world traditional musicians who are not so well known in Indonesia, such as Shadowfax in the United States, Evergreen in Canada, and other music groups. Peter Gabriel himself later initiated the World Music Arts and Dance, or WOMED, festival event, which is now held every 2 years in various places around the world. WOMED is currently one of the world's most prestigious festival events. The world music phenomenon has also paved the way for musicians from around the globe outside of the mainstream of Western popular music to interact with musicians from outside their own musical culture. Some of the more recognized and prominent names include Ravi Shankar and Subramaniam from Indian musician, Ali Farkatur and Fodey Nyamasuso, Hamza Eldin, musician from Africa, and Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan from Pakistan. World music in Indonesia. In Indonesia, the phenomenon of world music only began to gain recognition in the early 2000s. The Bali World Music Festival held in Gewika, Bali in 2002 can be considered the first world music event in Indonesia. Several Indonesian music groups with considerable experience performing creative world music on stages around the world appeared there. The music performances feature creative works drawing from various genres of world music. The same occurred at the annual Yogyakarta Gamelan Festival, although it does not use the world music label, but this festival also showcases musical works with a world music nuance. The context of world music in this event generally feature both classical and contemporary gamelan work, as well as creative composition inspired by Nusantara gamelan music. Since the 2000s, many festivals based on world music have begun to develop in Indonesia. The creation of musical works based on world music tradition continues to grow in Indonesia. The interest of composer and creative musicians in Indonesia in exploring this genre is on the rise. Currently, ideas and creativity in the realm of world music not only give birth to new musical works, but also serve as a medium to foster understanding and awareness of the real meaning of diversity and plurality through musical interaction. Now, I would like to discuss about Suarasama and its musical style. The Suarasama group was formed sometime in the middle of 1995, led by the late Jelajah Harahap and myself, Rithaony Hutajulu. We both graduated from ethnomusicology at the University of Washington, Seattle, USA. So Suarasama carries out performance using contemporary music with a word music, in particular word fusion approach. Jelajah Harahap and myself, in our work, have conducted much investigation into words musical concepts, and among them are the musical culture of Africa, the Middle East, India, Pakistan, Sufi, Eastern Europe, Southeast Asia, as well as North Sumatra, Batak, and the Malay. The works produced by this world music or fusion group, Suarasama, essentially draw on both the conceptual and practical element of various traditional world music culture or roots music. Its music composition basically fuse or combine, synthesize different idiom and styles, either scale or rhythmic pattern, and meter and melodic pattern from different musical culture of the world. I would like to mention about the philosophy of the name Suarasama. So Suarasama from two words, suara. So suara in Indonesian language means a voice or opinion. But suara with V in Indian music concept, it means a pitch or melody. And suara also, sama in Indonesia means equality or togetherness. And sama also in Indian musical concept, sam or sama is the first beat of the meter or tala in cycle. So the first beat of the meter or cycle is called the sam. But sama also in Arabic concept is listening to the spiritual music together to listen to spiritual music. So the idea or the philosophical behind the name Suarasama that every traditional music in the world has to be equal, equality. And its traditional music has to be listened to each other. Suarasama has created new musical works by synthesizing of using different instruments and idioms from various world music traditions, such as South Asia, India, and Pakistan, Middle Eastern, African, Eastern European music, as well as several Indonesian traditions, particularly Malay and the Batak. Suarasama also redesigned some conventional musical instruments into different tunings, playing technique, and idiom sound characteristic to achieve the desired musical aesthetic. Suarasama have produced 5 albums. The first album, Fajar di Atas Awan, was produced by Radio France International RFI in 1998, and then in Music of Indonesia, Smithsonian Folksware, ulang ya, Maya.
Yeah.
Suarasama has produced 5 albums. The first album, Fajar di Atas Awan, was produced by Radio France International, RFI France, in 1998. And then one of the songs from the title Fajar di Atas Awan also was published in Music of Indonesia, Volume 20, in Smithsonian Folkways Recording in 1999. And in 2008, the Fajar di Atas Awan republished again by Drag City, Chicago in the form of CD and vinyl. And in 2023, the fourth album, Timeline, also published in Drag City, Chicago. I'd like to discuss about the project that I and my group Suarasama has just done. So the title is this project is called Exploring Gambus Across Archipelago or Jelajah Gambus Nusantara. One of the culture and musical instrument most explored by Suarasama is the gambus, which is widely found in a number of Indonesian traditional music products. However, so far, Suarasama has mostly developed gambus playing technique enriched with the musical idiom of classical Middle Eastern tradition like Turkish and Arabic, incorporating system of scales, maqam, rhythmic or polyrhythmic, and heterometric concept found in the Middle Eastern music. Exploring Gambus Across Archipelago, or Jelajah Gambus Nusantara, is a program proposed by Suarasama to Dana Indonesiana, the platform Indonesian funding for art and culture program funded by the Indonesian Ministry of Culture and the category of new creative and innovative work. In this project, the group have produced a new music album featuring new composition, as well as rearranged Suarasama previous composition and rearranged Malay folk and popular songs into world fusion styles. This album is particularly highlighting the influence of the Gambus tradition and Islamic music in Suarasama's repertoire. In Suarasama, previous works have mostly drawn on musical idioms from various word traditions. The playing technique of Gambus in Suarasama developed from the Middle Eastern styles, Turkey and the Arabic, with maqam system and polyrhythmic and heterometer music characteristic and idioms. As a result of Irwan Harap's study in ethnomusicology department, where he met and learned from several music masters from different parts of the world, like from Turkey and Iran. But in this project, the primary source of inspiration was the rich heritage of Gambus and coastal music traditions from Indonesia. In this project, several new compositions and rework of pieces of Suarasama music composition are produced using Gambus as the main instruments by incorporating Gambus idiom from across the Indonesian archipelago, including regions such as North Sumatra, Riau, Belitung, and Tenggarong, East Kalimantan. The output of this project is an album by Suarasama called Gambus Journey, consists of 7 pieces of Gambus as the main instrument. The music styles is word fusion approach by synthesizing traditional Indonesian Malay Gambus style with some idioms and style of world music, particularly from Middle Eastern styles, maqam, taksim, rhythmic pattern, and classical Indian music idioms. Now I'd like to make an analysis of one of composition called Zapin Hakikat Diri. This song is combining Malay traditional style with Suarasama word fusion style. Zapin, inspired by traditional Zapin spread throughout the archipelago. Zapin music originally also come from the Middle Eastern tradition. The song theme is religious and humanity, the song lyric. The musical concept developed from Malay Zapin structure with combining aesthetic and idiom from Middle Eastern, heterophonic melody, asymmetrical meters, and heterometer. The musical instruments that we use is gambus, the lute, plug lute, and the marwas, the small drum, and harmonium from India, and African djembe, darabuka from Middle Eastern, and also vocals. So the Japin traditional structure is usually consists of taksim section, usually gambus solo as an introduction, and then the main section, and also always close with tahtim. Tahtim is an extended form of the 3-bar loud drumming pattern as a cadence of the violin. So the Suarasama Zapin Hakikat Diri has created new styles combining the Malay traditional Japin style with inserting different idioms and music elements from Middle Eastern style like heterophony, asymmetrical meter, and heterometer. So the structure for the Zapin Hakikat Diri is start from 2-bar melodic rhythmic introduction and then go to main section. The form is A, and B, and then go to the interlude with South Indian Tala, metric styles 5. So I insert a different metric concept from India, consists of 5, called Rupa Kata Lapis Rajati. So like 1 2 3 1 2, 1 2 3 1 2, or 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 become 5. And then come to playing melodic section like A B B, but using Indian tala again, meter 7. It's called in Indian classical music Triputa Tala Tisra Jati. 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2. But we use different, like not 1 2 3 1 2 1 2, but 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3. That 7 with unisono, and then come to improvisation part inspired by Indian classical music Tihai. Tihai, polyrhythmic technique in classical Indian music where the repetition of 3 phrases as a concluding part. And then we conclude this structure of Zapin Hakikat Diri with tahtim, like the original Zapin Malay structure. Tahtim is a Malay Zapin closing part. So this the old structure of Zapin Hakikat Diri. So now I'd like you to listen or watch the video of Zapin Hakikat Diri by Suarasama.
Wahai manusia di bumi ini, banyak hal yang terlalaikan, asal kejadian diri, awal dari persamaan, besar kecil hitam putih, karunia ilahi Rabbi. Mata tak berarti, jawab kalbu yang hakiki. Apa yang menjadi tuntutan akan kasih sayang dan cinta, akan kehidupan dunia, di mana singgah insan adanya. Apa yang menjadi tuntutan akan kasih sayang dan cinta, akan kehidupan dunia, di mana singgah insan adanya. Wahai manusia di zaman kini, banyak hal yang dibanggakan tentang kelebihan diri, awal dari kesombongan, pintar bodoh adab biada, kata-kata pembeda diri, manusia punya maklumat, takwa diri nilai ilahi. Apa yang menjadi renungan, segala harkat fitrah dan janji, terpulang pada yang kuasa, rahasia hidup alam semesta. Apa yang menjadi renungan, segala harkat fitrah dan janji, terpulang pada yang kuasa, rahasia hidup alam semesta. Ya dai, 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 ya tarara, tararara. Apa yang menjadi tuntutan akan kasih sayang dan cinta, akan kehidupan dunia, di mana singgah insan adanya. Apa yang menjadi renungan segala harta fitrah dan janji, terpulang pada yang kuasa rahasia hidup alam semesta. Ya salam, ya salam.
As a conclusion to the album Gambus Journey, Suarasama innovates upon traditional Malay music that spread across the archipelago to demonstrate that through music, various richness of Malay tradition can be synthesized with other traditional world musical culture. Malay culture has also journeyed through a long history of human civilization. With innovation rooted in the tradition, it is hoped that Malay music will continue to develop and remain relevant through times without losing its roots. Zapin Hakikat Diri, by the way, composed by Rithaony Hutajulu and Suarasama, is nominated for the Anugerah Musik Indonesia Indonesian Music Award in the Best Global Music category, with the winner to be announced on this November 19, 2025. Wish us luck, inshallah. Thank you.